In this video, we're going to dive deep into the power of emotional mastery. We'll explore proven techniques to help you stay unbothered and in control, even in the most challenging situations. Get ready to unleash your inner strength and live life on your terms. Let me tell you, life is going to throw you curveballs. It's inevitable. But here's the thing. It's not the events themselves that control your life, it's how you react to them. Emotional mastery is about taking charge of your emotional state, no matter what's happening around you. Imagine this. You're facing a difficult situation, but instead of panicking or getting angry, you remain calm, clear-headed, and in control. You make decisions from a place of power, not fear or reactivity. That's the power of emotional mastery. When you master your emotions, you master your life. You're no longer a slave to your feelings. You choose how you respond, and in doing so, you shape your destiny. Think about someone you admire, someone who always seems to handle pressure with grace. What sets them apart? It's their emotional strength. They've developed the ability to stay grounded and centered even when chaos surrounds them, and the best part is, emotional mastery is a skill you can learn and develop. It takes practice, commitment, and the willingness to dive deep into the core of who you are. Are you ready to step into your power and become the master of your emotions? Let's do this. Listen up. No one has the power to control your emotions unless you give them that power. Think about it. Someone says something that hurts your feelings. You have a choice in that moment. You can either react emotionally, letting their words control your state of mind, or you can choose to stay in control. Remember, their words only have power over you if you give them that power. It's your decision. You are in the driver's seat. This is where personal boundaries come in. Just like you have physical boundaries, you have emotional boundaries too. And it's up to you to protect them. Don't let anyone rent space in your head for free. You decide who and what gets to influence your emotional state. Take back your power. Choose to stay unbothered by the opinions and actions of others. You are stronger than you think. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine this. You're walking through a storm. The wind is howling, rain is pouring down, and everything around you is in chaos. But here's the thing, you remain calm. You're not fighting the storm, you're not letting it control you. You are centered, grounded, and at peace amidst the chaos. Now open your eyes. This is what it means to master your emotions. It's about finding that inner peace and stillness, even when life feels chaotic. How do you achieve this? It starts with your mindset. Choose to focus on what you can control, not on what you can't. Take deep breaths, meditate, or find an activity that helps you center yourself. Remember, you are not your emotions. You are the observer of your emotions, and you have the power to choose how you respond to them. Emotional strength isn't about suppressing your emotions or pretending they don't exist. It's about acknowledging them, understanding them, and choosing how you respond to them. Think of it like this. Imagine you're lifting weights. You wouldn't expect to bench press 300 pounds on your first try, would you? Building emotional strength is the same. It takes time, effort, and consistent practice. When you develop emotional strength, you're not afraid to feel your emotions fully. You embrace them, you learn from them, and you let them guide you without controlling you. The benefits of emotional strength are immense. You'll experience greater resilience, improved relationships, and a deeper sense of inner peace. Remember, you are capable of incredible strength. Embrace your emotions, learn from them, and watch yourself rise to new levels of personal power. You can't change what you don't acknowledge. This is true in all areas of life, especially when it comes to your emotions. The first step to mastering your emotions is to develop self-awareness. This means paying attention to your emotional state throughout the day. Start by noticing how you feel in different situations. What triggers anger, frustration, or sadness in you? Don't judge your emotions. Simply observe them without judgment. The more aware you become of your emotional patterns, the better equipped you'll be to manage them effectively. Remember, awareness is key. When you're aware of your emotions, you can choose how you respond to them, rather than reacting impulsively. Take the time to understand your emotional landscape. It's the foundation for lasting emotional mastery. Emotional triggers are like emotional landmines. They're those situations, people, or even thoughts that set you off, triggering an automatic emotional response. The key to disarming these landmines is to identify your triggers. Once you know what sets you off, you can start to develop strategies for managing those situations more effectively. Think about the last time you felt a strong emotional reaction. What happened right before you felt that way? Was it something someone said? Was it a particular environment? Was it a thought that popped into your head? Start keeping a journal to track your emotional triggers. Write down the situation, your thoughts, and your feelings. The more you understand your triggers, the more power you have to control your emotional responses. One of the most powerful tools you have in your emotional arsenal is the pause. That's right, the simple act of pausing before you react can make all the difference. When you feel yourself getting triggered, take a deep breath and pause. This pause, even if it's just for a few seconds, can create enough space for you to choose a more empowered response. Instead of reacting impulsively, you can respond thoughtfully. Think of it this way: between stimulus and response, there is a space, and in that space lies your power to choose your response. Practice the pause response in your everyday life. You'll be amazed at the difference it makes in your emotional well-being. Train yourself to respond, not react. When you react emotionally, you're letting your emotions control you. But when you respond, you're in control. You're making a conscious choice about how you want to behave. Think about the difference between reacting with anger in an argument and responding with calm assertiveness. When you react with anger, you're likely to say or do things you'll regret later. But when you respond with calm assertiveness, you can communicate your needs effectively without escalating the situation. Here are a few strategies for responding thoughtfully. 1. Take a deep breath and pause. 2. Ask clarifying questions to make sure you understand the other person's perspective. 3. Use I statements to express your feelings and needs. Remember, you always have a choice in how you respond. Choose to be the master of your emotions, not a slave to them. Control the narrative. The stories we tell ourselves have a powerful impact on our emotional state. If you're constantly telling yourself negative stories, you're going to feel negative emotions. But here's the good news. You have the power to change the narrative. You can choose to focus on the positive, to find the lessons in challenges, and to reframe events in a more empowering light. The next time you catch yourself telling yourself a negative story, stop and ask yourself, 1. Is this story true? 2. Is this story helpful? 3. Is this story serving me? If the answer to any of these questions is no, it's time to rewrite the story. Remember, you are the author of your own story. Choose to write a story filled with empowerment, resilience, and joy. Your perception shapes your reality. If you perceive a situation as negative, you're going to feel negative emotions. But if you can shift your perception, you can shift your emotional response. The next time you're feeling down, try this. 1. Identify the negative thought patterns that are contributing to your emotional state. 2. Challenge those thoughts. Are they really true? Are there other ways to look at the situation? 3. Replace those negative thoughts with more positive and empowering ones. Remember, you have the power to choose your thoughts, and your thoughts create your reality. Choose thoughts that empower you, inspire you, and move you closer to your goals. Listen, you have the power within you to master your emotions and live a life of purpose, passion, and fulfillment. It starts with taking control of your thoughts, beliefs, and actions. Remember, emotions are powerful, but they don't have to control you. You are in the driver's seat. Take what you've learned today and start implementing these strategies in your life. I guarantee you'll be amazed at the transformation you experience. Now get out there and create the extraordinary life you deserve. Emotions aren't enemies. Understanding that emotions are signals, not threats, is crucial for emotional mastery. Emotions are like messengers, alerting you to what's happening inside and around you. They provide valuable insights into your needs, desires, and boundaries. Instead of viewing them as obstacles, see them as allies in your journey towards self-awareness and personal growth. Embrace your emotions, listen to their messages, and use them to navigate your life with wisdom and clarity. Remember, emotions aren't enemies, they are your guides. Just as we've learned that emotions aren't enemies, it's also essential to understand the importance of letting emotions move through us without staying stuck. Emotions are transient, like waves in the ocean. They come and go, but they should never define us. Feel your emotions fully. Allow yourself to experience them without judgment or resistance. Whether it's joy, sadness, anger, or fear, each emotion has its own rhythm and purpose. By acknowledging and feeling them, you give yourself the freedom to release them. Imagine your emotions as visitors. They come to your door, and you welcome them in. But remember, they are visitors, not permanent residents. Feel it, then free it. Let the emotion pass through you, leaving behind the lessons it came to teach. By practicing this, you create space for new experiences and emotions to enter your life. You become more resilient, more adaptable, and ultimately, more in tune with your true self. Feel it, then free it. This is the path to emotional liberation and a life lived with greater clarity and peace. Establishing boundaries is a crucial step in maintaining emotional health. Boundaries are not walls, they're guidelines that help you protect your peace and your well-being. They define what is acceptable in your life and what is not. By setting boundaries, you create a safe space for yourself, free from unnecessary stress and emotional turmoil. Think of boundaries as the lines on a sports field. They define the play area, ensuring everyone knows where the game is played and what the rules are. Similarly, boundaries in your personal life clarify your limits and expectations. They help you communicate your needs and protect you from being overwhelmed by others' demands or negative energy. Setting boundaries can sometimes feel uncomfortable, especially if you're used to putting others' needs before your own. But remember, boundaries are a form of self-respect. They show that you value your time, your energy, and your emotional well-being. When you establish clear boundaries, you give yourself the freedom to focus on what truly matters to you. Boundaries also help you build healthier relationships. They foster mutual respect and understanding, allowing for more honest and meaningful connections. When you know where you stand, you're better equipped to navigate interactions with others, avoiding misunderstandings and conflicts. So, take the time to define your boundaries. Reflect on what you need to feel safe and respected. Communicate your limits clearly and assertively. Remember, boundaries are not about shutting people out. They're about letting the right people in, those who respect and support you. In the end, boundaries equal freedom. They give you the power to create a life that aligns with your values and aspirations. By protecting your peace, you open the door to a more fulfilling and harmonious existence. Boundaries are not just a defense mechanism, they're a pathway to emotional freedom and a life lived with integrity and joy. Communicating boundaries clearly is an essential skill in maintaining emotional health and fostering healthy relationships. Why do people need to hear your limits? Because boundaries are not just about protecting yourself, they are also about creating a framework for mutual respect and understanding. When you clearly articulate your boundaries, you set the stage for open and honest communication. This transparency helps others understand your needs and expectations, reducing the likelihood of misunderstandings and conflicts. It's like providing a map for those around you, guiding them on how to interact with you in a way that honors your emotional well-being. Many people struggle with setting boundaries because they fear rejection or conflict. However, communicating your limits is an act of self-respect and self-care. It signals to others that you value your time, energy, and emotional health. By being clear about what is acceptable and what is not, you create a safe space for yourself and those around you. It's important to remember that boundaries are not about controlling others. They are about taking responsibility for your own emotional state. When you communicate your boundaries assertively, you empower yourself to live authentically and harmoniously. This in turn encourages others to respect your limits and fosters a culture of mutual respect. So, how can you communicate your boundaries effectively? Start by being clear and specific about your needs. Use I statements to express your feelings and avoid placing blame. For example, say, I need some quiet time to recharge after work, instead of, you always make too much noise. Practice consistency in enforcing your boundaries. If someone crosses a line, address it calmly and assertively. Reinforcing your limits consistently helps others understand that your boundaries are non-negotiable. In conclusion, communicating boundaries clearly is not just about protecting yourself. It's about creating a foundation for healthy, respectful relationships. By articulating your limits, you pave the way for a more balanced and fulfilling life. Remember, boundaries are a form of self-love and respect, and they are essential for emotional freedom and well-being. Saying no is a powerful form of boundary setting, yet many people struggle with it due to feelings of guilt or fear of disappointing others. However, learning to say no respectfully and firmly is crucial for maintaining your emotional well-being and preserving your energy for what truly matters. First, let's look at some examples of how to say no without guilt. Example 1, the overcommitted friend. When a friend asks for a favor that you can't accommodate, try saying, I appreciate you thinking of me, but I'm currently overcommitted and won't be able to help this time. This response acknowledges their request while honoring your own limits. Example 2. The demanding colleague. If a colleague requests assistance with a project and you're swamped with your own work, you might say, I understand this project is important, but I have my own deadlines that I need to meet. Perhaps we can brainstorm other solutions together. This response shows empathy while setting a clear boundary. Example 3. The persistent family member. When a family member insists on your presence at a gathering you can't attend, you could say, thank you for the invitation, but I need some personal time to recharge. I hope you have a wonderful time. This response is kind and considerate, yet firm in your need for personal space. To say no effectively, remember these key points. 1. Be honest and direct. Avoid over-explaining or making excuses. A simple, honest no is often the best approach. 2. Use I statements. Frame your response around your own needs and feelings. For instance, I need some time for myself, rather than, you're asking too much. 3. Practice consistency. Stick to your boundaries consistently. This reinforces their importance and helps others understand that your limits are firm. Saying no is not about being rude or uncooperative, it's about respecting your own needs and maintaining your emotional health. By practicing respectful but firm boundary setting, you empower yourself to live more authentically and harmoniously. In conclusion, learning to say no without guilt is a crucial skill for emotional mastery. It allows you to protect your time, energy, and well-being, paving the way for a more balanced and fulfilling life. Remember, you have the right to prioritize your own needs and set boundaries that support your emotional freedom and well-being. It's not personal. Stop taking things personally. It's rarely about you. When someone criticizes, rejects, or behaves negatively towards you, it's often a reflection of their own struggles, insecurities, or unmet needs. By internalizing their actions and words, you give away your power and allow their issues to dictate your emotional state. Consider this. When someone lashes out, it's usually because they are dealing with their own internal battles. Their reaction is a mirror of their inner world, not a true assessment of your worth or abilities. Understanding this can help you detach emotionally and maintain your peace of mind. Imagine a scenario where a colleague rudely dismisses your idea during a meeting. Instead of taking it personally and feeling hurt, recognize that their reaction may stem from their own stress or frustration. By not taking it personally, you free yourself from unnecessary emotional turmoil and maintain your composure. Here's how to practice not taking things personally. 1. Ask yourself, is this really about me or is it about them? 1. What might they be going through that is causing them to act this way? 1. Don't let external negativity define your self-esteem. 1. This doesn't mean you don't care, but rather you don't let others' actions control your emotions. By adopting these practices, you build resilience and emotional strength, allowing you to navigate through life with greater ease and confidence. Remember, you have the power to choose how you respond to others' actions. Don't let their issues become your emotional baggage. In conclusion, not taking things personally is a powerful tool for emotional mastery. It enables you to maintain your inner peace, stay focused on your own growth, and live a more balanced and fulfilling life. Remember, most of the time it's not about you, so let it go and stay unbothered. Imagine a scenario where you're driving through heavy traffic and suddenly another driver cuts you off, angrily honking their horn. Your initial reaction might be to feel offended or angry, but what if you could stay centered and unbothered instead? This is where emotional detachment comes into play. Emotional detachment doesn't mean you become cold or indifferent. It means you maintain your inner peace, regardless of external chaos. When others lash out, remember, it's often a reflection of their own inner turmoil, not a true assessment of you. To practice emotional detachment, start with these steps. 1. This simple act can help you regain control over your emotions and give you a moment to think clearly. What might they be dealing with that is causing their reaction? Understanding their perspective can help you detach emotionally. External negativity does not define your self-esteem. This means caring enough to understand but not letting others' actions control your emotions. By practicing emotional detachment, you build resilience and emotional strength, allowing you to navigate life's challenges with greater ease and confidence. Remember, you have the power to choose how you respond to others' actions. Don't let their issues become your emotional baggage. In conclusion, emotional detachment is a powerful tool for staying centered and unbothered. It enables you to maintain your inner peace, stay focused on your growth, and live a more balanced and fulfilling life. So next time someone lashes out, stay centered, breathe, and let it go. Rewire negative thinking. Imagine a situation where you're in a meeting and a colleague dismisses your idea without consideration. The automatic thought might be, they think I'm incompetent. This thought can fuel anger and resentment. But what if you could challenge and reframe these automatic thoughts? Firstly, recognize the automatic thought for what it is, a knee-jerk reaction. Then ask yourself, is this thought based on facts, or is it a negative assumption? Often these negative thoughts are not grounded in reality, but are driven by our insecurities and past experiences. Next, reframe the thought. Instead of thinking, they think I'm incompetent, try thinking, perhaps they didn't fully understand my idea. This shift not only reduces emotional turmoil, but also opens up a path for constructive dialogue. Finally, practice gratitude and positive affirmations. Remind yourself of your past achievements and strengths. This not only helps in rewiring negative thinking patterns, but also boosts your self-esteem. Remember, you have the power to control your narrative. By challenging and reframing negative thoughts, you can maintain your emotional balance and stay unbothered, even in challenging situations. Stay mindful, stay positive, and keep rewiring those negative thoughts. The role of self-talk. Your inner voice shapes your mood, your reactions, and ultimately your life. Imagine your mind as a garden. The thoughts you cultivate are the plants that grow. Positive self-talk is like nourishing your garden with water and sunlight, allowing it to flourish. Negative self-talk, on the other hand, is like letting weeds take over, choking out the potential for growth. Consider a time when you faced a challenging situation. What did your inner voice say? Was it supportive or critical? The way you talk to yourself can either empower you or hold you back. Start by becoming aware of your self-talk. When you catch yourself thinking negatively, pause and challenge that thought. Replace it with a more positive or neutral one. For example, instead of saying, I can't do this, try, this is difficult, but I can find a way through it. Practicing positive self-talk doesn't mean ignoring reality or sugarcoating the truth. It's about fostering a supportive inner dialogue that helps you navigate life's ups and downs with resilience and grace. Over time, this practice can transform your mindset, leading to a more empowered and fulfilling life. Remember, the words you use in your inner dialogue are powerful. Choose them wisely and you'll create a mental environment where you can thrive. Your self-talk is the foundation of your emotional mastery. By nurturing it, you take a significant step towards mastering your emotions and ultimately your life. Welcome to our final lesson, speaking kindly to yourself. Your inner dialogue is a powerful tool that shapes your reality, just like the way you would speak to a dear friend. It's essential to speak kindly and encouragingly to yourself. Imagine your mind as a garden where your thoughts are the seeds you plant. Positive self-talk is like nourishing your garden with water and sunlight, allowing it to flourish. Negative self-talk, on the other hand, acts like weeds, choking out the potential for growth. Let's take a practical approach to fostering positive internal dialogue. Begin by becoming aware of your self-talk. Notice the tone and content of your inner voice, especially during challenging situations. Is it supportive or critical? When you catch yourself thinking negatively, pause and challenge that thought. Replace it with a more positive or neutral one. For example, instead of saying, "I can't do this," try saying, "This is difficult, but I can find a way through it." Practicing positive self-talk doesn't mean ignoring reality or sugarcoating the truth. It's about fostering a supportive inner dialogue that helps you navigate life's ups and downs with resilience and grace. Consider a time when you faced a challenging situation. What did your inner voice say? Was it helpful or hindering? Reflect on how a kinder, more supportive inner voice could have changed your experience. Over time, this practice can transform your mindset, leading to a more empowered and fulfilling life. Remember, the words you use in your inner dialogue are powerful. Choose them wisely, and you'll create a mental environment where you can thrive. Your self-talk is the foundation of your emotional mastery. By nurturing it, you take a significant step towards mastering your emotions and ultimately your life. Speak kindly to yourself and watch how your world changes. Let's explore a transformative approach to emotional mastery: gratitude over anger. Understanding why gratitude dissolves frustration can be a game changer in how you navigate life's challenges. Imagine a situation where you feel anger bubbling up. Perhaps someone cut you off in traffic, or a colleague took credit for your work. In these moments, it's easy to let anger take control. But what if you could shift your perspective? Gratitude is a powerful antidote to anger. When you focus on what you appreciate, even in the heat of the moment, you can redirect your emotional energy from negative to positive. Consider the person who cut you off in traffic. Instead of fuming, think about the fact that you have a car, the freedom to travel, and the safety of arriving at your destination. Gratitude doesn't invalidate your feelings of anger. Instead, it provides a balanced perspective. It reminds you of the good amidst the bad. This shift in focus can significantly diminish the intensity of your anger and help you respond more calmly and rationally. Let's take a practical approach. The next time you feel anger rising, pause and take a deep breath. Identify one thing you are grateful for in that moment. It could be as simple as the weather, your health, or a supportive friend. By directing your thoughts towards gratitude, you create a mental buffer against the surge of anger. Over time, practicing gratitude can rewire your brain to default to a more positive outlook. It fosters emotional resilience, making it easier to stay calm and composed, even in stressful situations. Remember, gratitude is more than a fleeting feeling, it's a practice. Integrate it into your daily routine by keeping a gratitude journal or taking a moment each day to reflect on what you're thankful for. By choosing gratitude over anger, you not only improve your emotional health, but also enhance your overall well-being. It's a simple yet profound way to master your emotions and create a more harmonious life. Thank you for joining us on this journey to emotional mastery. Speak kindly to yourself, embrace gratitude, and watch how your world transforms. Now that we've explored the power of choosing gratitude over anger, let's delve deeper into training your brain for gratitude. This practice is about finding something to appreciate in every moment, no matter how small or seemingly insignificant. Start by setting a daily intention to notice the good around you. It could be the warmth of the sun on your face, the aroma of your morning coffee, or the sound of birds chirping outside your window. These small moments, when acknowledged, can significantly enhance your emotional well-being. One effective method is to begin each day with a gratitude ritual. Before you even get out of bed, think of 3 things you are grateful for. This simple act sets a positive tone for the day and primes your brain to focus on the good. Throughout the day, make it a habit to pause and reflect on what you appreciate. When you encounter a challenging situation, take a moment to identify one positive aspect. This shift in focus can help you navigate difficulties with a more balanced perspective. Consider keeping a gratitude journal. At the end of each day, write down 3 things you are thankful for. This practice not only reinforces positive thinking, but also serves as a valuable tool for reflection. Over time, you'll notice a shift in your mindset as your brain becomes attuned to recognizing and appreciating the positives in your life. Remember, training your brain for gratitude is not about ignoring the negatives. It's about acknowledging them while also giving equal attention to the positives. This balanced approach fosters emotional resilience and helps you maintain a more optimistic outlook. By consistently practicing gratitude, you create a mental environment that supports emotional mastery. It's a powerful way to reinforce positive emotions, reduce stress, and enhance your overall well-being. So take a moment right now. What are you grateful for? Embrace that feeling and carry it with you. Thank you for joining us on this journey to emotional mastery. Continue to speak kindly to yourself, embrace gratitude, and watch how your world transforms. Now, let's explore a powerful concept. Criticism equals growth. Reframing harsh feedback as an opportunity for improvement can dramatically shift your emotional landscape. Criticism, whether constructive or not, often carries valuable insights that can help you grow. Instead of viewing it as a personal attack, try to see it as a tool for self-improvement. When you receive criticism, take a moment to breathe and detach emotionally. This allows you to assess the feedback objectively. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can this information help me improve? By focusing on the growth potential, you transform criticism into a stepping stone rather than a stumbling block. Remember, everyone has room for improvement. Embracing this mindset fosters a growth-oriented perspective, making you more resilient and open to learning. It's not about being perfect, it's about continuously evolving and becoming the best version of yourself. So, the next time you face criticism, welcome it with an open mind and a willingness to grow. This attitude not only enhances your emotional strength, but also propels you towards personal and professional success. Criticism can be a powerful ally on your journey to emotional mastery. Thank you for joining us in this exploration of emotional resilience. Continue to embrace feedback, seek growth, and watch how you transform. How to accept and learn from the feedback. Criticism can be a double-edged sword, but with the right mindset, it becomes a tool for growth rather than a source of bitterness. First, understand that feedback is a gift. It provides a different perspective, highlighting areas you might not have considered. The key is to accept it without taking it personally. Remember, the feedback is about your actions or work, not your worth as a person. When you receive critique, take a moment to breathe deeply and pause. This helps you to detach emotionally and view the feedback objectively. Ask yourself, what is the core message here? How can this information help me improve? Next, reframe your thinking. Instead of seeing criticism as a negative, view it as an opportunity for growth. This shift in perspective can transform your emotional response from defensiveness to curiosity. Engage in active listening. Show the person giving feedback that you value their input by listening attentively and asking clarifying questions. This not only helps you understand their perspective better, but also demonstrates your commitment to personal and professional development. Finally, implement the feedback. Take actionable steps to apply what you've learned. This not only improves your skills, but also shows others that you are open to growth and willing to make changes. By embracing feedback with an open mind, you can turn it into a powerful ally on your journey to emotional mastery. Remember, Every piece of critique is a stepping stone towards becoming the best version of yourself. Thank you for joining us in this exploration of emotional resilience. Continue to embrace feedback, seek growth, and watch how you transform. Keep the focus on growth. Why improvement is more important than perfection. In a world that often glorifies perfection, it's easy to forget that growth is the true measure of success. Perfection is an illusion, a moving target that can keep you trapped in a cycle of self-doubt and frustration. On the other hand, focusing on growth allows you to celebrate each step forward, no matter how small. Think about it. Every expert was once a beginner. They didn't achieve mastery overnight. They embraced the journey, learned from their mistakes, and kept pushing forward. When you shift your focus from being perfect to improving, you free yourself from the paralyzing fear of failure. Instead, you see challenges as opportunities to learn and grow. Embrace a growth mindset. This means believing that your abilities and intelligence can be developed with effort, learning, and persistence. When you encounter setbacks, view them as valuable feedback rather than as a reflection of your worth. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this experience? How can this make me better? Remember, growth is a continuous process. Celebrate your progress and acknowledge your efforts. Each step forward, no matter how small, is a victory. By keeping the focus on growth, you cultivate resilience, adaptability, and a deeper sense of purpose. So let go of the need to be perfect. Embrace the journey of improvement. Keep learning, keep growing, and watch how you transform into the best version of yourself. You choose your state. You're not a victim of mood, you're the creator. Imagine this. You wake up in the morning and before your feet even touch the ground, you decide what kind of day you're going to have. Yes, you have that power. You can choose to see obstacles as opportunities, challenges as chances to grow, and setbacks as setups for comebacks. It's easy to fall into the trap of believing that our emotions control us, but the truth is we have the ability to shape our emotional state. When you feel overwhelmed, take a moment to breathe and remind yourself that you have the power to shift your perspective. This doesn't mean ignoring your feelings or pretending everything is perfect. It means acknowledging your emotions and then choosing how you want to respond. It's about taking ownership of your state of mind and deciding that you will not be defined by external circumstances. Consider this. When you're faced with a difficult situation, you can choose to see it as a disaster or as a chance to develop resilience. When someone criticizes you, you can take it personally or you can view it as constructive feedback. The choice is yours. By consciously choosing your state, you become the architect of your own emotional landscape. You build a life that reflects your values, your goals, and your passions. You become a beacon of positivity and strength, not just for yourself, but for those around you. So the next time you feel your mood slipping, remember, you are not a victim of your emotions. You are the creator. Choose your state and watch how your world transforms. Thank you for joining us on this journey towards emotional resilience. Stay committed to growth and remember, you have the power to choose your state. Living unbothered is not a one-time decision, it's a practice, a daily commitment to emotional mastery. Imagine your emotions as a garden. Each day you have the opportunity to tend to it, to pull out the weeds of negativity and plant seeds of positivity. It starts with small, consistent actions. When you wake up, set an intention for your day. Decide that no matter what happens, you will stay rooted in your inner peace. Throughout the day, practice mindfulness. Notice when you start to feel agitated or stressed, and take a moment to breathe, to ground yourself. Remember, this is a journey, not a destination. There will be days when it feels easier and days when it feels like a struggle. But with each step, you are building your emotional resilience. You are training your mind to respond with calm and grace, no matter the external circumstances. Celebrate your progress, no matter how small. Each time you choose peace over chaos, you are strengthening your emotional muscles. Each time you respond thoughtfully instead of reacting impulsively, you are mastering the art of living unbothered. So keep practicing, keep cultivating your emotional garden. With time, you will find that you are not just surviving but thriving, living a life of true emotional freedom and mastery. Thank you for joining us on this journey. Remember, living unbothered is a practice, and with daily effort you can achieve emotional mastery. Stay committed, stay unbothered. Emotional control is the key to true freedom. When you master your emotions, you unlock a level of freedom that transcends external circumstances. Imagine a storm raging around you, yet you remain calm and centered, like the eye of the storm. This is the power of emotional control. When you stay calm, you gain clarity. You can see situations for what they are, without the fog of emotional turbulence clouding your judgment. This clarity allows you to make better decisions, to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. It gives you the power to choose your actions rather than being a slave to your emotions. Emotional control also empowers you to maintain your inner peace, regardless of what is happening around you. It's about recognizing that you cannot control the external world, but you can always control your internal response. This inner peace is the foundation of true freedom. Think about it. When you are not swayed by every little thing that happens, you are free to live your life on your own terms. You're not constantly reacting to others, but instead you are proactively creating your own reality. This is the essence of emotional mastery. So how do you achieve this level of control? It starts with awareness. Be aware of your emotional triggers and practice the pause response. Train yourself to respond calmly, to control the narrative in your mind. Rewire negative thinking and shift to neutral thoughts. Speak kindly to yourself and practice gratitude over anger. Remember, emotional control is a practice, not a one-time decision. With daily effort, you can achieve emotional freedom. Stay calm, stay in control, and experience the true freedom that comes with mastering your emotions. Thank you for joining us on this journey. Remember, freedom lies in emotional control. Stay committed, stay free. As we conclude this journey, remember that your path to peace and emotional mastery starts now. Each step you take towards understanding and controlling your emotions is a step towards a more fulfilling and free life. Embrace the power of staying unbothered, of walking through chaos with calm, and of rewriting the narrative in your mind. These are not just concepts, but practices that can transform your life. You have the tools, you have the awareness. Now it's time to take action. Start small with daily practices of gratitude, positive self-talk, and thoughtful responses. Each effort you make builds upon the last, creating a strong foundation of emotional strength and resilience. Remember, this journey is ongoing. It requires patience, commitment, and self-love. But with each step, you will find yourself growing stronger, more centered, and truly free. You have the power to choose your state, to master your emotions, and to live a life unbothered by external chaos. This is your journey. This is your time. Stay committed, stay grounded, and let your journey to peace start now. Thank you for being with us. Stay free, stay in control, and continue to thrive. As we wrap up this transformative journey, let's take a moment to reflect on everything we've covered. We've explored the power of emotional mastery, the importance of setting boundaries, and the freedom that comes from staying unbothered by external chaos. Now, we want to hear from you. What was your biggest takeaway from this video? How do you plan to integrate these practices into your daily life? Have you identified your emotional triggers? Are you practicing the pause response? What steps are you taking to train your brain for gratitude and positive self-talk? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Your journey to emotional strength and freedom is unique, and your insights may inspire others on their path. Thank you for joining us. Remember, emotional mastery is not a destination, but a continuous journey. Stay committed, stay grounded, and keep thriving. Until next time, stay free and in control. We look forward to hearing from you.